Welcome back to Thoughts, Feelings, Emotions Presents The News. This is the podcast show where we cover week-old entertainment and pop culture news, hosted by two Daniels, but neither of us go by Daniel. I am the best of Dan, and this is my co-host Danny.
I truly hate that intro.
I do too, but I didn't have anything about it.
It's so bad. Anyway, in this week's episode, we talk about Unreal Engine 5.2 is unreal. Apple was spending billions to break into the movie theater chain, and AI is bad still. Oh, also Donald Trump didn't get arrested.
Or did he? Interesting.
Yes, or did he?
We'll soon find out.
I need to put my bell away because I keep playing with it.
Because you're a child.
I am a child. I have fidgetiness.
Yes, don't we all though? Anyway, let's go into rapid reviews with Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 4. However, as we know from the past 4 weeks, I am not up to date with The Mandalorian. However, I have nearly finished Episode 3, so I'm going to talk about that instead.
Sure. What did you think, Dan?
Well, to be honest, when I started watching The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1, I wasn't really that interested in the show. And then...
Oh, I wasn't. I haven't been interested. I've just been kind of tuning out. I keep forgetting it comes out.
Yeah, I got a bit more interested in Episode 2, though, with the mines and seeing what happened with Bo-Katan. And then Episode 3 just seems to hit a brick wall once again, and I'm trying to work up the courage to finish that episode because I'm really bored of it.
It pulls a Boba Fett Mandalorian episode.
Yeah, well,
right, just switches gears and goes, "Hey, look, why are we focusing on this? Why is this an episode?" Also, it starts with an interesting scene, and then it switches gears and just goes, "Well, you enjoyed that, now fuck off."
Yeah, but pretty much. I don't understand this, so yeah, it's really annoying. Haven't seen Episode 4 yet. It appears that it gets back on track.
It's okay. There's a big surprise cameo, Dan, that everyone's losing their shit over.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I had spoiled for me because it's in every single fucking YouTube thumbnail video ever.
Yeah. Anyway, at least for our next TFP episode, I will hopefully be updated, although that episode might come out late.
As long as you're up to date when we do the review, like you haven't been for the last few things we've been trying to review.
The Mandalorian, right, I will be able to do. I will promise you I'll be able to do that one.
Mm-hmm.
No, I promise. I actually do. I will be able to watch that one.
Mm-hmm.
I will do that one.
I'll see it when I see it. You said you could do The Last of Us. You said you could do... What else have you forgotten? Shazam 2.
Okay, Last of Us technicalities. Shazam, I just don't care enough to watch it because of the bad reviews.
I watched Shazam. It's good. And then there's one moment at the very end that ruins the entire movie.
Yeah, I kind of just can't be bothered to watch that film.
It's fine.
And I just have... I would think I'd rather
we'll be doing a review. We will be... So TBO for this week will be a bit different because it's just going to be a catch-up of all of the stuff that basically came out in March that I've watched and what maybe Dan has watched. I'm going to do a bunch of TBO-nesses and just release them.
That's fair enough. I do apologize.
So it'll be John Wick 4, Dungeons and Dragons, which we might do together, The Last of Us, Shazam 2, and maybe something else that I'm forgetting.
See, there's so many things. How do you expect me to watch all these things?
I've done it.
You're single.
I'm single and I'm ready to eat some Pringles.
You're not going to mingle?
No, I don't care. I like being sad and alone. It suits my personality much better. I had a conversation at work about it and they got really depressed about my life and I was just like, well, you asked.
They're like, wow, I would not want to be you.
Yeah. But that is because I just do not care and I just went really fucked with what I told them. So it was really funny.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, let's go on to the lighter side of the universe. In that Stream That Movie News Into My Head. And The Room's Tommy Wiseau debuts his trailer for his next film.
Tommy Wiseau, but yep.
Close enough. That sounds very similar, right?
Wiseau.
Close enough.
Have you ever watched The Room, Dan? Or do you know what The Room is?
I know the meme.
Yes.
That is all
you need to know about it.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah. A lot of memes came out of that movie, but that was because it wasn't intentionally meant to be bad. It was a really sincere, honest take on... I haven't watched The Room, but I have watched the Seth Rogen documentary style movie thing that they did with of the making of The Room, which was all right. But yeah, it was meant to be really serious and meant to be like a dramatic artwork, like an Oscar contender movie. And then it was just terrible. And
then became a cult classic.
Yeah, and everyone loves memeing the shit out of it. And then everyone seems to love it because it's memeable, like the prequels. But yeah, his next movie is him intentionally leaning into the meme where it looks bad.
Hopefully, there's a lot of memeable moments. I mean, always makes my life a lot happier.
True. I'm sure it'll be memed, but I don't think it's ever gonna have the same impact as The Room. But hey, best of luck to him.
Best of luck, yeah, fair. But yeah, so would you think you would actually watch the sequel?
No, because I never watched the original one. It's not even a sequel. It's just a movie about big sharks in a tornado. It's basically Sharknado, I think, or similar
Right,
to like
okay.
the Sharknado thing.
And are they
where
going
it's
to try to
just-
make it really serious again?
It's like a D-list movie, but I think this one he's intentionally trying to make it look like a D-list, which never works out well because the whole point of a D-list film is that it's meant to be high art.
Yeah.
And then it fails so hard that it becomes A tier. But this you can't make a bad D-list movie basically.
No, otherwise it kind of just becomes forgettable.
Yeah, if it's intended to be bad, it doesn't work. If it's trying to be really good, it's like the Fast and Furious. They're trying to be super serious, like modern action films, but they're terrible. But that's what makes them good. The whole appeal of the Fast and Furious franchise is that they're trying to be top tier action movies, but they're just atrocious. But then they flip back on themselves.
Yeah. Moving on into our only other bit of movie news this week. With
There's more, but I couldn't fucking remember what it was or find it, so I gave up.
fair enough,
I think
fair
Robert Downey Jr. is being cast in a Vertigo remake, maybe. And there was something else that Robert Downey Jr. is getting cast in. Robert Downey's coming back to acting.
Woo! I mean, to be fair, he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah, he's gone bald at the moment, which is
Has
cool.
he?
Yeah, he's bald. He's rocking the bald because when Jon Favreau got his Star of Fame or whatever it is, Walk of Fame star on the Walk of Fame,
Yeah.
he was there for that and he was bald.
Oh, okay.
Also, I think it's because he's gone vegan.
Why would you do that?
Because Robert Downey Jr. is like super eco-conscious and all of that stuff.
Wow, he's taken his Tony Stark personality into real life.
Yeah, but Tony Stark's not bald.
That's true. That is true. Or maybe that's why he's become bold, just so he's no longer associated with Tony Stark.
Well, there's a picture of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and then there's a picture of Robert Downey Jr. as he currently looks, and it's Iron Deficiency Man because he's gone vegetarian. But yeah, I mean, best of luck to him. I don't care that he's vegetarian. It means more meat for me.
Do you like some good meat then?
I do love a bit of good meat.
That's good. Meat's always good.
Shall we get on to the next bit?
We should. Apple's film budget is allegedly $1 billion with the goal of breaking into theaters.
See, this could just be 4 movies at $250 million each.
Yes, it could be.
This means nothing.
It does
Movie
mean-
budgets are...
$250 million though is quite a bit for each film. Like, that's more than a lot of films.
Yeah, I know, but that just means that they could only be putting out 4 movies. If they're doing a lot. One of the movies is Martin Scorsese's Killer of the Flower Moon, starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right, yeah.
So, it's cool. The drama about murders in the Osage Nation during the 1920s is becoming an event film and is expected to be a big player come the award seasons. Oh yeah, we never spoke about the Oscars, because that came and went.
Oh yeah, let's cover that now quickly. Long story short, everything ever all at once.
Everywhere.
Pretty much won everything.
A lot of movies, yeah. No one got slapped, which was a shame. No one got any physical violence.
Well, it seems like this year, the actual right film won the Oscars. And it's actually a film that people can watch.
Pinocchio won Best Animated Film.
Yeah?
Not Disney's Pinocchio. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. And apparently they had a boycott for the animated section because the animation, because of how shit the animation department's been treated for years.
Right.
So, Top Gun Maverick was a nominee. I don't know. What else happened? Avatar The Way of Water won Best Visual Effects, I think. I would imagine. Oh, Brendan Fraser, that was the other thing. Best Actor. Brendan Fraser. Everyone realised they loved Brendan Fraser again.
Oh, really? He's been gone for a while, hasn't he, really?
Well, he's been acting, but like he's kind of like just kind of been around. Jamie Lee Curtis won for Best Supporting Actress in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I don't think was right, especially with Angela Bassett for Black Panther. Because Angela Bassett fucking elevates Black Panther to like
Oh, is that
crazy.
The mum?
His mum, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that should have won, yeah.
Like, I like Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie, but like, it's not really. I think that's just one of the Academy things because she was like, it's like one of those pity nominations where they go, "Oh shit, we haven't given this person an Oscar in forever. This movie's popular, we'll just give it to them."
Yeah, no, you're right. The Black Panther film, without her, it would not have been that good. You're right. She completely
Black
changed
Panther
it.
one for costume design, which makes sense because a lot of the costumes in that are crazy. Film editing's thingamajiggy, Everything Everywhere, music, All Quiet on the Western Front. Best Picture was that. Sound, Top Gun Maverick won.
Did it?
Apparently.
Oh, wow.
Visual effects, Avatar: The Way of Water. Shocking.
Who would have thought?
There you go, James Cameron. All your hard work, $2 billion worth of effort, and you won Best Visual Effects.
Did you even get nominated for Best Film?
Best Picture, maybe.
If it got nominated for Best Picture, that is scandalous.
Hang on, I gotta find. It's all in Wait, it's not alphabetical order. Why is this not in alphabetical order? Yeah, it did get nominated for Best Picture.
That's outrageous because pretty much any other film that came out last year was better than Avatar.
All Quiet on the Western Front, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, and Triangle of Sadness and Woman Talking are the Best Picture nominees.
And I can tell
I
you
have
right
seen
now,
Avatar, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, and Top Gun Maverick.
I don't need to see the other ones to let you know that Avatar: Way of Water was by far the worst one on that list.
Yes.
I just don't need to see it. I just know.
It was okay to look at, but I don't like any of the characters, and their models scare the shit out. Like, creep
it
the fuck
wasn't
out
a
of
good
me.
film. I know we should move on. We've talked about Avatar enough in our lives.
Let's go back to the Apple thing that led us to this.
Oh yeah, Apple. What do you make of like all these tech companies all trying to break into film and theater?
I mean, they just want money.
True.
Because I think Apple's problem is that they've realized that, hey, look, all these movies that we're releasing on Apple, only Apple people are watching them. Whereas if we put them out to theaters, regular plebs like me can go see them.
I think that's always been the trouble with Apple. It's always been a very isolated cult environment. Whereas if you're not part of it, you don't really venture into anything Apple.
Yeah.
It's either all or nothing most of the time.
Yeah. I have had so many people go, I really want to switch to Android, but I just can't get out of the Apple ecosystem because Apple refuses to let anything be on Android.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
I was trying to convince someone to move, and I was like, we've got this app that does all of the stuff that Apple does, but it just, like, you can just transfer to this app, and it will just do the exact same thing. Oh, you want Apple Music? Apple Music is on Android now.
Yeah.
You don't need to lose your Apple. But it's like, oh, my phone contract has Apple Music tied in, and I'm like, yeah, but you can just get that on any other phone contract. It's not a Apple exclusive thing. If you have Apple Music, you can have it as a benefit.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
the only real advantage for Apple is social media.
Yeah, they don't fake the moon landing. I mean, moon pictures.
Yeah.
Both. Apparently, they've also come under scrutiny for faking lips or something.
Who? Samsung?
Yeah, but I'm like, every fucking face camera fakes people's looks. Like, there was a TikTok trend or something that I saw that everyone was using a face filter that made them look insanely hot, and then people turned it off and they just looked normal.
Right.
And everyone was freaking the fuck out at how advanced the artificial intelligence in that was, or like the filter was. And all it does is just smooth people out and just add like makeup and shit. And people are like, this is how people see themselves because of this app. And then they're depressed because they don't look like that. And I'm like, yeah, obviously, you're lying to yourself. It's stupid.
Yeah, very true. But I think let's move on. So from our movie news into everyone loves or loathes the obvious numbskull, also known as Elon.
He's
And,
back.
he
We haven't
is
spoken
back.
about him in a while.
Well, I think that's mainly because we're trying to avoid talk about Elon Musk most of the time.
He is a pain in the fucking butt.
'Cause it's really hard to not talk about him. He seems to be the news every week. Anyway, Twitter is to revoke the legacy verification of blue check mark badges in April.
Yeah. So anyone who, before Elon Musk decided to add Twitter Blue's verification thing, had a check mark, and they went, okay, we'll keep them And we'll also have the blue check marks that you pay for. And now they're getting rid of the verification unless you want to pay for it. Also, he's decided to charge companies $1,000 a month and any employee who works for them about £50 a month if you want to be verified on Twitter. So the thing that the blue check mark is meant to do, which is to be verification of real brands and real people that used to be free, that he's now trying to charge those brands and anyone who works for them if they want to be on social media to tweet out about their products.
Well, Elon
also,
Musk
Twitter
does, he needs to make his money back somehow after spending an extortionate amount on it.
He's never going to make that money back. Because I think people have already worked out if every single person paid for Twitter Blue, he still wouldn't make the money back. Because Twitter does not have the follower count.
No.
Even if half of Twitter's following if paid for it, it wouldn't make any money. He needs the advertisers, and the advertisers are leaving in droves. Because of the fact that Elon Musk fired so many people, the representatives of those brands now have no one to contact at Twitter to do brand deals. So many companies have gone to the press and basically, when asked, and they go, yeah, we used to have a representative who dealt with all of our Twitter advertising, showed us all our analytics and stuff like that. And then we just kind of lost contact with them. And we don't know if they still work there or don't work there. And so we're not going to advertise on Twitter because we don't know what's going on. And we don't want to have to deal with Elon Musk.
No.
So yeah, go Twitter. Hopefully it dies within the year. Also, he owes a lot of money to a lot of very shady people. Because a lot of Saudi Arabians and other things invested in Twitter so that he could get this.
Yeah, it's not great situation for him to be in, is it really?
No. Also, he owes a lot of banks.
Yeah, of course, because the money, once again.
Yeah, because he wasn't going to take it out of his actual companies, so he went and got bank loans, and then he realized, oh shit, this makes no money.
Yeah. That's enough of Elon Musk, so let's go on.
Don't do this one, I'm just typing things. Now we can do it.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Going into, we've lost the controller of the news there. There's some game news of what I found quite interesting when you brought forward CSGO 2.
Yeah, Counter-Strike 2. Yeah.
Isn't that CSGO?
Yeah, it is CSGO.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if people don't know what CSGO is, I'm just saying Counter-Strike.
If people don't know what CSGO is.
Also, CSGO it's Counter-Strike Global Offense, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but there's also just Counter-Strike.
Is there?
I don't know. I've played it once. But all this is basically just a touched-up graphical with new maps.
Which makes sense, because CSGO has been out for years.
Also, Valve did this in the most Valve way possible, where they just kind of announced it, and then it's kind of coming out soon, or out. I don't know if it's out yet.
I think the limited test is out.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean...
CSGO, cool. Counter-Strike 2 is expected to ship in summer 2023.
Yeah.
Which is pretty soon, considering it was just announced.
Yeah, which is nice. I like when this happens, because it's just like, yep, we don't have years of hype and build up and then delays and all of that, and it's just like, it's out, it's here, you can play it. It's basically CSGO, but they have more tech behind it. So smoke grenades will actually do smoke stuff. So it's actually adaptive. It expands to fill spaces naturally. Now the smoke will seep out of opened doorways and broken windows, go down, up and down stairs, as well as expand into long corridors and combine with other smokes. So yeah, it's looking good. Also, their shooting thing will actually work, I heard, because I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it's called, but the way their guns work is the latency between what you shoot and what actually happens has been improved. So when you actually shoot at something, it's less random chance than it will now actually be more accurate to when you shoot. But I don't know how.
Anyway, that's enough of CSGO 2 or Counter-Strike 2, and let's move on into something else that could be interesting, is TMNT. I was never a fan of the TMNT games, as we know from other podcast episodes, but
We've never played them.
Never played them, never watched them. However, it seems the new TMNT, the last Ronin game, is going to be inspired from the God of War.
Yes. The last Ronin is basically a comic book line, because the TMNT based on comic books originally. Also a knockoff of Daredevil. They basically made a comic book in a few years ago called The Last Ronin, which was 3 of the turtles are dead, and the other one is now hunting down the hand or the foot. I think it's the foot, because I think the hand's Daredevil, and they use the foot as the parody thing in the comics. So the foot is now being hunted down by the last remaining turtle, and yeah, he's gone super savage mode and murderous.
Oh wow, so it's definitely an 18+ game then.
Probably. I mean, they could do it down, but why would you?
True.
All the people who like TMNT have grown up and basically want to have an adult R-rated version.
I think that's the same as like the DC argument now, isn't it? Where DC seems to be doing more R-rated stuff.
Yeah, but that's just I don't know. What you're meant to do as an adult is you go from the kids-oriented stuff, and then you go and find like the boys. So you go from DC and then you go to the boys, which is where you're meant to go.
Yeah,
you're not meant to then beg DC to update it so that all your favorite comic book characters become edgy and rude. You go and move on to the edgy and rude new characters. So new stuff gets created rather than them having to make all your beloved. That's why I like Marvel, because Marvel kind of doesn't do it as much. DC is so desperate to keep its fan base and not expand its fan base to like... It's so stupid. But you're not meant to cling on and drag all your childhood stuff with you. You're meant to let it go and then move on to new stuff. And that's why we're having a lot of weird DC stuff.
I know. Do you think you would buy this TMNT game?
Maybe. I haven't really played the God of War game.
Neither have I. I've never actually finished the first one.
I tried the first one. I was going to stream it, and then I just didn't end up streaming it, and then I didn't play it because I was going to stream it. But they look good. I've just heard they're long, and they're good.
Yeah, I should get back into it one day. Or maybe I will, but just at the moment, I haven't really got the time. Unfortunately. I mean, I haven't got enough time to watch anything. Or do anything. Yeah.
I tried playing some stuff today that I'll talk about in... Recommend Do or Recommend Don't. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. Going on to some game trailers now, though. It was the State of Unreal event, the 2023, and they released some trailers for Unreal Engine 5.2, and it still looks incredible. Who would have thought?
They showed a truck driving through a forest, and oh boy, does it look like a truck driving through a forest.
It does, but it does look good, though, you have to admit.
Also, it's a sponsored truck, because I'm sure it's some truck brand that exists.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, it's not a Ford. That's all I know. It's some other company. But yeah, they showed off like the dynamic lighting and
also the new water effects as well. With real-time water effects.
The suspension of the axles and all of that stuff going up and down and all the foliage. Why is it displaying in 480p? That does not make this look nice. But yeah, they switched from like the ray tracing effects and all of that stuff and the dirt textures and having many other things. It looks very impressive.
It does. Although I do feel I'm getting to the point now we're going into too much detail.
The thing is, I think it's detailed, but it's still not taking up that much storage. I think is the benefit of this.
Yeah, because it's all done at runtime, the processing, so it's less storage intensive and more CPU and GPU.
Well, I think
intensive.
the way that rendering worked before this is that with the they had basically 4 or 5 images that were zoomed in and like different sizes, so that when you were looking away, you had detail, basically. And then when you zoomed in, there was another picture with detail. Whereas this takes the original and actually makes it so that the detail stays when you zoom out. So you have less images or like different states, basically, where... Because when you walk back, you can see sometimes the textures change so that they mesh. But whereas this new stuff is... It adapts real time and it keeps the crispness, is what I think it works like. I don't understand all the technical stuff, but it's crazy impressive. And also they, I forgot to add it. They added it to Fortnite's builder mode or whatever it is. And apparently with the Fortnite like game mode building thing or whatever it is, you can basically build games in Fortnite, and other people can join on different platforms and help you build.
What, build games?
So you can, like using the Unreal asset, the Fortnite assets, basically. So you can go and build a game in Fortnite using their assets, and other people around the world on different platforms, so like on a PlayStation or PC or whatever, because it's all just on their store thing. You can build, I don't know if it's PC only, It might not be PlayStation. I haven't fully checked it out. But you can, like, other people can just join and build.
To be honest, I'm looking at some gameplay now. It's actually incredible. You've still got the Fortnite GUI and sort of graphics, you know. But
like
the actual
graphic.
The actual
Like, all
games itself, though, is very cool.
Yeah, I haven't played Fortnite in years. I think I played it last year when the Spider-Man thing had just come out.
Yeah, I played it for a bit because our friends were trying to play it and got us back into it. And then I was like, yeah, it's the reason why I don't play this game anymore. I don't
There's
enjoy
just too
it.
much stuff in it. And I'm just
what
like
is going on?
overwhelmed. Yeah, I'm like an old man now. I'm just overwhelmed by how much stuff there is. It's the same thing with Destiny. Like, there's so much stuff going on.
I'm not too bad with Destiny. I'm more up to date with that one.
I've been up to date with Destiny, but like Fortnite is just another level. I'm an old man with old man reflexes, and I cannot compete in that sort of environment. The no build is good.
Yeah, true.
'Cause fuck me, I was shit at building. But yeah, the other thing about the Unreal Engine 5 demo, 5.2 demo is Unreal Engine 5 MetaHuman demo for Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga, which is basically near photorealistic character models in real time, basically, which is crazy. And I really want to play Hellblade Senua's Saga but it's on an Xbox. But I now have an Xbox just to play it. That's the only reason I bought an Xbox. That and to play Plague's Tale because it was free on Xbox Game Pass. But this is the game I bought an Xbox for because I fucking love the first one. And then Microsoft bought the studio, so they made it an exclusive.
It's almost like they're going to do the exact same with Call of Duty. And talking about that with Call of Duty, CMA narrows the scope of concerns for a Microsoft and Activision review.
So this has led people to believe that the deal will go through because they've now narrowed in on all of their concerns. And if Microsoft can basically alleviate those concerns, then if the British one, the UK regulatory thing agrees, then most of the regulatory things will agree as well. So they've narrowed it down. We'll have to see. It's all going to kick off in April. April 26th is when the final report is still due. So we'll just have to wait till then, basically.
They may have to put legislation in to always keep Call of Duty open to all platforms or something.
Yeah, but...
Or they won't be able to make sort of exclusivity deals or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm losing steam on this.
There is some quotes here. So it says, having considered the additional evidence provided, we have now substantially concluded that the merger will not result in substantial lessening of competition in the console gaming services because the cost to Microsoft of withholding Call of Duty from PlayStation would outweigh any gains from taking such action, which is obvious.
Yes, but that's not why Microsoft wants it. Microsoft wants it on all platforms, and I still maintain that you don't need Microsoft for all of the things that Microsoft has been pushing. Because I believe Microsoft has been pushing the things Activision was going to do anyway. I reckon Activision was going to get it on Nintendo. I reckon Activision was going to get it on Nvidia. I reckon all of these deals were there before Microsoft. Microsoft just pushed them forward so that they could look like they were doing it.
Yeah, probably.
And
it sounds like right, yeah.
Because there's no way Activision wasn't like looking at it and going, well, the Nintendo Switch is one of the highest selling consoles of all time. We want that player base. We just don't know how to get it on. Well, if we go to Microsoft and ask for a deal to get streaming, we can then stream Call of Duty to Nintendo. Or we go to Nvidia and use Nvidia's streaming tech. They were always going to do it, I imagine. It's just Microsoft's come to the forefront to claim that they were doing it for the betterment of gaming. So that they can get Call of Duty.
There's a couple more quotes from this. Provisional findings are a key aspect of the merger process and are explicitly designed to give the businesses involved and any interested third parties the chance to respond with evidence before we make a final decision. Basically saying that they're still allowing PlayStation and etc. Microsoft to give more evidence in it.
Yeah, a lot of people have basically let Microsoft have this, which is weird. I'm very confused as to why a lot of game companies are allowing this to happen.
Yeah, and then the final quote for this is, our provisional view that this deal raises concerns is the cloud gaming market is not affected by today's announcement. Our investigation remains on course for completion by the end of April. Yeah,
so they're saying basically cloud gaming is still our main focus as to whether or not this goes through.
Yes, because if Call of Duty does go onto Game Pass and is not on only, then it's such a massive thing.
Benefit to anyone on an Xbox that it will gutter PlayStation. To a point. Not to a massive degree. People will still pay for Call of Duty, but it will suck for certain people who aren't on Xbox to have to pay for Call of Duty when... Also, if this does go through, PlayStation has basically put themselves in such a bad position for Microsoft to work with them that Microsoft will hold all the cards.
Yes.
And so you could see, regardless of whether or not this deal goes through, and if it does go through, Microsoft withhold it from PlayStation just out of spite. So if they let it happen, PlayStation could lose Call of Duty, and there's nothing that the laws can do unless stated that they have to give it to PlayStation.
I think the point they're making here, it will be to the cloud gaming. And how do you deal with that? How do you deal with it going on to Game Pass? Because that is a monopoly at that point. Game Pass becomes so much more valuable than anything else.
PlayStation's
one. PS Plus.
Also, does this mean that if PlayStation bought EA and then made Battlefield as an example,
and FIFA, or not,
FIFA or anything like that, any of those exclusive, are we just going to end up with like a Netflix, Disney, Prime situation where it's just an endless amount of people going, oh well, I've got to have all of these now, and
it's so annoying because Netflix fixed it. Netflix
did do it, and then everyone went, oh, Netflix is making money, let's go and make money ourselves. And then we basically got the telecom thing again.
Yeah.
The tele deal thing, because now everyone's got a streaming service and everyone's hoarding their own content. Because this is what happens when you need infinite profits.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
You can't have anything not be infinite. And then in Marvel news, with regards to gaming, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 Venom voice actor hints at a September release date.
I wasn't actually expecting Marvel Spider-Man to still come out this year.
I didn't even know if it was coming out this year. I thought it was 2024.
I think that's the Wolverine that's going to come out next year.
Oh yeah, I want to play that. I've known nothing about it, but it's just the same studio, isn't it?
But Insomniac is a good developer at this point.
Oh yeah, Sony exclusive. Suck that, Microsoft.
It's still the point that Microsoft has to buy all these game studios because they had no exclusives for single player.
Well, they fucking ruined all their exclusives.
Yeah.
Like Infinite, what is it? Halo Infinite? No one's playing that anymore. Like, they gutted their studio. Like, with the layoffs that we covered like a couple weeks ago, they just gutted the Halo studio. PlayStation now owns Bungie, so they're never going to get those developers back.
So Insomniac has said that the game will be released as fall. They have not confirmed a date yet.
I imagine September is a reasonable release date because November is normally like COD, so releasing it before that.
They probably want to release it then, but
is COD not out this year? Or was that once the Xbox deal goes through, then COD won't come out this year?
I can't remember now what's happening with COD.
Because I know they said they were doing a year break. But I don't know if that was because of after the Activision deal goes through, or if it's.
I thought it was something to do with them not having a game studio to make it.
Maybe, but they have 3.
Do they?
Or did they cancel?
Sledgehammer is not making one anymore.
Oh, don't they? I've not been paying attention. Well, kind of.
I think they did make the last one, Vanguard, but also Treyarch also made it as well.
Let me just Google: is there a COD this year? Unsurprisingly, a new Call of Duty game will launch in 2023. But apparently this wasn't always the plan. According to a 2022 Bloomberg report, Activision had initially planned to skip a premium COD release in 2023 in favor of a larger expansion. That is the first thing that you can Google on Google. That is from the 13th of Feb from Inverse. So blame them.
Yes, but Call of Duty 2023 supposedly will be connected to Modern Warfare and will not be a Treyarch game.
Right.
And apparently it's going to be Sledgehammer Games making it. This is really confusing.
Who knows? I haven't played any Call of Duties for a while.
No, I haven't.
I tried playing 2 because I pirated off of our friend's account, because you can do that on PlayStation if you have their account, which is nice.
So here's the full story here's the full story for the Call of Duties though. Treyarch's game was planned for 2023 early last year. They decided to delay Treyarch's game to 2024 and fill in the blanks with some more Modern Warfare stuff from Sledgehammer. And at this point, Sledgehammer's going to do so much stuff, they're going to make a full Modern Warfare. So it's going to be another Modern Warfare. How weird is that?
I don't know. I'm assuming they paused it because of the Activision stuff that was going on.
I think it's more Treyarch needed a break because they just couldn't make it. And then Sledgehammer aren't fully fit enough. So I think Sledgehammer are now a sort of co-studio.
Right.
So last time it was Treyarch co Sledgehammer. This time it's going to be Sledgehammer co Infinity Ward.
Okay. It's going to be a lot of company studio names at the beginning of the loading screen.
There normally is. Raven's usually involved somehow as well. It's so messed up. At this point, just stop. Stop making Call of Duty.
Do what Assassin's Creed did and just release one every now and again.
Release one every now and again, or just make it a live service game.
You can still have Warzone raking money. Is Warzone 2 out yet?
Yep.
Yeah. Have those rake in money for you and just pause the Call of Duty games. Put your efforts into making Warzone still function and the game that's out this for the next 2 years function. And then you can put all your resources into having a Call of Duty game. Also, that's my thing, is if Microsoft does get this Activision deal and they give Call of Duty for 10 years, which is what they're promising, that hasn't specified how many Call of Duties are going to come out in that 10-year period.
No, they haven't.
Because you could just go, well, we only release one Call of Duty in 10 years. You got it for 10 years, and now we just exclusively have X. So if they're doing the pause thing, 10 years is nothing because you'd get 5 games if they do one every 2 years. So
yeah.
That deal only works if Microsoft continues to make Call of Duty every year, which they might not do because they don't want it cutting into the game sales of other games that they've got, like Starfield or any other Bethesda property or any other Activision game that they want. So, it's whatever. Anyway, well, let's go on to Ubisoft.
Ooh, good, Ubisoft. Yeah, so Ubisoft seems to have a new Ghostwriter AI tool that can automatically generate video game dialogue.
Yes, and they've had to come out and state they're not going to get rid of their writing staff. This is just a tool to help people so that they don't lose their mind writing dialogue on such big projects and all of the dialogue and all of that nonsense. But yeah, it's interesting. Of course, Ubisoft, the one that was trying to do NFTs, is now embracing AI.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Throwing themselves on the spike so that other developers can go, yeah, we're not doing that. These idiots are. We're stepping away. I mean, AI is used in most video games for for dialogue and stuff, just so that the sequencing can work, and you can get dialogue in the right order. And I'm sure this would help. But it's also like, okay, but is it going to be really shit dialogue?
Yeah.
Is it going to be generic dialogue, but it's just being generated by an AI and it's not personal? It's just, hello, citizen. Welcome to the world of tomorrow. And then you just go, bleh.
Yeah. It's pretty... Also, at some point, you got to make sure it doesn't say anything racist as well.
True.
Or anything homophobic or anything just offensive.
Or just straight out bring out lies and wrong dialogue because it's like, oh, custom made dialogue for you, but it doesn't actually work in game.
And it's Ubisoft making it, and they haven't been known for the most reliable company with all their NFTs as well.
Their pirate game thing has been delayed again, I think, which is funny. A game that's been in development for 8 years.
It's what you call in development hell.
And apparently people who have played it don't find it fun.
No.
So,
but let's
which
go
is the
on.
same, because the Black Flag stuff was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think that's the last Assassin's Creed game I played. I wanted to play the London one, whatever that one is.
Is there one in London?
Yeah, it was the one after the one that Unity, I think, the one that everyone really hated because it was broken. The one in France.
Ah, okay.
I think it's London Syndicate or Assassin's Creed Syndicate is the British one.
Aren't they all on PS Plus anyway?
Yeah, probably. I wanted to play it. Doesn't mean I want to play it now, Dan.
Just saying. Anyway, talk about AIs.
Yes.
Let's go on to AI Don't Care, where, yes, Trump tweeted last week that he was going to get arrested, and of course the internet went, let's make AI images of Trump getting arrested.
Yeah. Going to prison, running away from prison, going to McDonald's after breaking out of prison in an orange jumpsuit, getting beaten up by the police, all of those sorts of things. The images are quite funny, but yeah, they're all fake. And a journalist was banned from the AI platform over the fake Trump arrest images because they were naughty. They're fake news, Dan.
They are fake news.
And our AI platform isn't meant to be used for fake news. It's meant to be used for porn, as all AI-generated things end up being used for.
In fact, they are quite funny, but...
Yeah. But yeah, Donald Trump still hasn't been arrested yet.
No, he hasn't.
But wasn't the thing that he was going to get arrested for because of his hiding his affair thing with that porn star?
It's either that or some of his documents he had.
No, that's not been done yet. The one that the reason why he was tweeting out about him being arrested was because of the fake his cover up of his affair with the porn star. I think that's the reason why he was tweeting out that he was going to get arrested because he was going to get served for that. But yeah, we're going back into the AI world because AI imager Midjourney V5 stuns with photorealistic images, and the photos actually have 5-fingered hands.
Oh my days!
Yeah. They figured out hands, Dan, finally.
Fair, even animators haven't figured out hands yet.
No, but this has. And that means that we're going to get creepier and creepier. We'll get Donald Trump actually being arrested in real time.
Fair, these images are actually crazy. Like, they do not...
That is a very nice looking book.
You can't find that at McDonald's.
No. Well, you can. It's just on their board promoting it.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't physically find it.
No. I think the last time I went to McDonald's, it was a horrible mess. I still ate it because fucking McDonald's, it's McDonald's. You gotta go. But yeah, I think you can tell still that it's fake because there's a very weird shine to everything.
Everything just looks too perfect almost.
It's not even that. It's just like a glossy shine that just hovers over these images that you're like, that is a sad clown.
It also means like edited as well.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't look like it's proper image.
But yeah, considering that they couldn't do hands like a few months ago, the rate at which AI is learning is very worrying, and the registration isn't up there.
That is true, but at the end of the day, they're just making images. It's only what people are going to do with those images that is worrying.
Yes, but it's also these are just being thrown out into the wild with no like oversight, and then it's only after the bad stuff happens that we get oversight, and by that point it's too late. Like, what was the deep fake porn thing that everyone was freaking out about on Twitch, where it was like a guy revealed that he was watching deep fake porn of other Twitch streamers that he was playing with, and everyone was like, "Oh, what's the big deal?" And it's like, yeah, but these women didn't consent to having their faces put on naked women.
That was it, yeah.
And it was just like, fucking hell, why are people so dumb? Like, porn stars are giving... Like, they're written, well, not written, a lot of the times it's not, but, like, they are at least acknowledging that they are allowing this content to be made, and they're fine with being seen in that position. Whereas, if you're a female Twitch streamer, you're already at an unfair disadvantage, because you've got to prove that you're good at stuff. Just because people have a lower expectation of you and people want to fuck you. And then it's just like, well, I'm being sexualized when I'm not trying to be sexualized. And people now putting my face on something that is heavily sexualized and I do not consent to this. It's just fucked, man.
It is.
But anyway, there is a little bit of hope because a company has come out with Glaze, protects art from prying eyes, which basically hopefully stops AI generators from stealing people's artwork to use as references without giving proper acknowledgement, basically. So it basically works by digitally changing the artwork so that it's imperceptible to the human eye, but to an AI it's just a mess, and changes the way that the AI generation tools interpret the image to make the style, basically. So you feed it like Picasso, and it won't realize it's a Picasso, and it will do something completely different.
Right, okay.
So it's hopefully a way for artists to protect their work from AIs just ripping them off. But yeah, it's all to do with how the coding of like ChatGPT and stuff like that works and how it interprets images. And if you change the code in the photos image thing, it won't affect the actual image to a person, but to a computer it does not know what the fuck's going on, so it will just completely misinterpret the image.
I know someone who wrote a presentation with ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things. A lot of schools have had to start making students do oral presentations rather than handwritten or like work, because so many people are using AI generated tools to cheat in exams, which I understand, but you're like fucking yourself over in the long run because like you're not learning anything, and it's just basically once you actually get put into a real world situation, you're gonna just have a fucked time.
I always think part of school isn't so much about what you're learning, but it's about learning how to learn.
Oh yeah, but the school education system's fucked. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about a thing in America recently that's just absolutely despicably stupid.
Welcome to America. Before we go into that, talking about ChatGPT, Google has now opened up its early access to the rival of ChatGPT called Bard.
I got invited to this.
Did you?
Yeah, I haven't actually used it yet, but I have got the link to actually use it. Apparently it's shit.
Did you get an email?
Yeah, I got sent an email basically saying, do you want to use this? I went, sure, because it could be funny. And then I got put in a waiting list, and then I got the code, the link, and I can try it. So I can try it right now.
Go for it. Why not?
Their basic thing tells you, look, Bard is an experiment. As you try Bard, please remember, Bard will not always get it right. Bard may give inaccurate or inappropriate responses. When in doubt, use the Google it button to check Bard's responses. Bard will get better with your feedback. Please rate responses and flag anything that may be offensive or unsafe. So this is basically Google going, our AI shit, but we need to compete with Microsoft's ChatGPT purchase. So we're going to just... Okay, enter a prompt here. What do I say, Dan? Tell me who is the best celebrity. I can't spell celebrity.
I was going to say, you should say, what's the best podcast?
Yeah, I've asked it who the best celebrity. I misspelled.
But AI's
there is no one answer to this question, as it is a matter of personal opinion. However, some celebrities who are often considered to be the best include Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Lawrence, Tom Hanks, Oprah Winfrey. I would disagree with all of them.
That's more American things anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Google's Bard.
But like I said, AI's learn, so it may start off bad now, but it will learn and get better. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but the way their systems work is really weird, and they've found that so many of them just lie and make up statistics.
Yeah. Anyway, going on.
Oh wait, I should try doing a maths problem because they're always fun. Anyway, you continue.
Okay, let's go into tech time and science shenanigans. And we only got one real news, which is the Huawei have revealed their new folding phone, and apparently it's lighter than the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is quite impressive, realistically, because a folding phone typically is quite heavy. This is the Mate X3, and of course it's going to be a China exclusive. Although I think it's Oppo is a sister company, is it? Or Honor?
Yes, sorry. Oppo is the sister company that is still allowed.
Yeah,
I have an Oppo.
It will probably...
No, I have an Honor. I have an Honor. Is Honor the one?
It's Honor, sorry, yeah. Oppo's OnePlus.
Oppo is a different one with another folding phone.
Oppo's OnePlus.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So the Mate X3 apparently has a free stop hinge. Like I said, it probably will go to Honor at some point just to sell it in the UK and internationally. It is going to be about $1,500, as you would expect for foldable.
Yep.
Fully waterproof as well.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, sucks that it's China exclusive, but hey, look, you can't have everything. And
I think I would be more inclined to go for foldable once they can get rid of the crease.
Apparently the 5 is going to have a very limited crease. Also, you really do not notice the crease when you're using the phone.
Yeah, I get that, but it's just... To me, to justify spending that much money, I want it to be perfect.
Yeah, but you won't ever get it.
I don't care. To spend that much money, it needs to be
I
perfect.
spent that much money on a phone that didn't have a crease and wasn't a foldable phone.
I didn't spend that much money on a phone.
But you can buy cheaper versions. Like,
I've never spent
you don't
more
have
than
to pay for
£600 on a
Samsung.
phone.
I have spent several grands on phones.
Never spent more than 600. So if I was ever to spend that much money, it has to be perfect for me.
This is a really fucking good phone, though, the Fold 4. Like, I have never had a problem. I have dropped this phone multiple times, and it has not cracked, broken, or anything. Like, it is crazy how good this phone is. Like, I am very happy with my purchase for this phone.
That is quite impressive, to be fair.
Like, I have literally dropped this, like, on concrete, and it is not broken or chipped or anything. I know there are people with problems with it. But, like, just the sheer level of enjoyment I get from using this phone is just crazy compared to any other phone I've owned. Like, I think you have to try it for you to actually experience, like, how good it is. I don't think just seeing people use it is, like, I think you have to use it day to day for people to realize how useful it is.
Also, there is some. I've just had some news that I forgot to talk about last week.
Well, you can add it to the weird, wacky, wonderful. If it's
No, I'll add it now because it's tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Apple originally was going to fit the new iPhone with USB-C, but it would only work if it was an Apple USB-C cable.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And EU had to step in and basically say, no, that would still break the law because you can't have other USB-C cables in it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Because because that already exists. Because I tried to plug in my mum's iPad with my Xiaomi USB-C charger. It wouldn't charge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just wouldn't charge. And I was like, why is this not charging? Or it was or the other way around, like their charger to work on my phone. I can't remember which one it was, but Apple just seems to block it for some reason.
I don't know how you would do that though. You'd have to have some sort of like software or something in it.
Yeah, on the USB-C standard, you can. It's like there was like a communication to see what wattage to use to make sure it's safe to use.
Yeah,
and you can pretty much stop. You can turn the charger off from any PD charger if it doesn't meet the criteria.
So any phone that can do like fast charging, Apple would block.
Yes, because it's not an Apple product.
Right. So it would only work if it was an Apple responsive like 5-watt charger or whatever, and it would only charge with a 5. Okay. Huh.
It's so Apple, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's very Apple. Fascinating that people still buy those. Anyway.
I don't hate iPhones. I hate Apple.
Oh no, I respect the hustle. Yeah. But I would never buy it.
Oh, dear, it's so stupid.
I've been fighting this battle against people on iPhones for years, and I've just given up because I just don't care about Apple users anymore. Because they're so in their own little world, and, like, it's just funny to me. Like, they're so like, oh yeah, the benefits outweigh all of the bad shit that we have to deal with. No, because you can have all those benefits, but better on an Android device.
Do you know what pisses me off more than anything else of iPhones? Is you can't put the cursor in between a word.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I've been using iPads at work, and they're fucking atrocious. I hate it.
I don't understand. It's such a simple thing, and you can't do it. Why
you have
can't
to
you
hold.
do it?
I think you have to hold down and then drag it so that it goes in between. Yeah. I also hate the fact that there's no back button, dedicated back button. Like you don't have a bottom bit at the bottom of the bar or the screen, so you can hit back.
Like,
you have to
swipe.
You have to tap the. I still don't fucking understand how they work because you have I struggle with that iPad at work. Ridiculous because I just don't understand Apple's ecosystem. I'm so used to Android's or Samsung's version that I'm so used to just being able to hit back and it just going back, not having to fucking go up to the top left of the screen or wherever the fucking back button is on whatever app you're on.
Yeah.
And then hitting the dedicated button to get stuff to swipe up or it's so annoying.
Yeah, and talking about weird things, let's go into the weird, wacky, wonderful, where the Tallahassee principal out amid parent complains over Renaissance statue lesson.
Yeah, so this is in Florida, I think.
Sounds about right.
Basically, a principal resigned after basically, I think it boiled down to one parent's complaint about the statue of David. You know Michelangelo's statue of David with the little dick?
Yeah, I know what I mean, yeah.
The Simpsons episode where it's like they go and visit the statue of David and it's like, oh yeah, he's got a tiny little dick. I think it is a Simpsons episode where the whole of the Simpsons freak out about the statue of David because it's got a dick.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Yeah, it is literally that fucking Simpsons episode. And then a principal, basically it was because there was meant to be an email sent out to parents so that they could, because I think Florida is fucked up and basically they've let the parents control the fucking school. And if the parent doesn't like anything, they get veto on anything. So basically there was meant to be an email about a school lesson about the statue of David. And then this is for 6th graders, which I think is like our equivalent. What? I can't remember the American grading system. 6th grade age. So 6th grade is 11 to 12 year olds, year 7. Okay.
Yeah.
So not even children, like nearly teenagers. And basically it basically boiled down to one parent freaking out, and then it was like filed a complaint, and the teacher got told, the principal basically got told, you can resign or you can quit. because
so
one
stupid.
person basically complained about them going and talking about the statue of David because it's inappropriate for children to be learning about it.
No, it isn't.
I
is
think because it's got a penis, Dan, and it's sexual.
Danny, what age did you learn about sex ed?
Like year 11, 12?
Year 12?
No.
Exactly.
Yes, year 7.
Yeah, year 7. I think I got to year 5 actually, but
Oh, I learned about it probably way before. I just don't remember it because I'm probably just not paying
why
attention.
is it unsuitable for children? They all have them. Like, all boys have them.
Oh yeah, every person's joked about their penis, but like this is just America's like religious fucking overbearing fucking. One parent, she was so upset. She was the one who said it was pornographic and shouldn't happen.
It's not.
The other two,
wanking over. The
yeah, but
Statue of David.
this is how stupid America's education thing is, because they basically, it's like the book bannings of like transgender and all of the sexual, because they're just so fucking religious and they don't understand anything. Anything with like nudity is just sexual to them for some fucking reason. But like you could like, the thing is, this is a religious thing, right?
Yeah.
There are so many Renaissance things about religion where there's tits and dicks. And like Michelangelo's like, who was the fucking guy? The Sistine Chapel or whatever it is. The one with the fucking artwork on the ceiling and it's all just naked people. That's all religious.
Yeah, I mean,
parents would be freaking out if they saw that. But it's dumb. It's such like weird fucking backbending looping around trying to justify your weird beliefs for some stupid reason. And I feel sorry for this teacher.
I do too. I mean, the teachers did nothing wrong. It's just the weirdness in America when they ban abortions as well and trying to ban contraception.
Okay, I thought this video was age restricted, but it's geo restricted. I thought it would be real funny if the video was age restricted because it had a picture of Michelangelo's. like even the fuck, yeah.
It's so stupid. Also, look at any statues. You go to any supermarket, you'll find something with just tits.
Oh yeah, any fucking thing is just like...
Look at mannequins as well in stores.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be freaking out about that. They're not wearing clothes. Yeah, because it's a fucking mannequin. It's just weird that people think that these things are sexual. This is like, I don't get it. This is what like oppressive but it's literally designed to like control.
It is. No, that's exactly what this is. This is controlling people's behavior.
Yeah, because you like literally limit people's view on the world by not allowing them to do anything other than what you believe. And if you question it, you get fired or... this is what they're fucking fighting about, like the sexy M&Ms. It's like... They're complaining about M&M's not being sexy enough, but then they're fucking turning around going, and the statue of David is too sexy.
I actually just cannot believe this is a Simpsons episode playing out in real life.
Yeah, I didn't realize until I said it. I literally just realized it as I said it.
Oh,
the Simpsons did it.
They did it again. They predicted the future again.
They've somehow predicted the future again. My God, it's fucking crazy. I haven't seen anyone comment on that. I guess people didn't realize. Anyway.
Oh, it's so funny. Anyway, apparently a fan poops an aisle near Hillary and Chelsea Clinton at Broadway show.
Yeah, so... this is apparently like the 4th time that someone has pooped in this theatre. In the aisle. It just so happened that...
That's a mad...
But yeah, it's apparently like the 4th time that this has happened. Not when they're there, but it's just that this happened to be a time when... So here's that a serial pooper has been stalking the halls of the legendary Schubert Theatre, and the last time they struck, a turd appeared in the aisle near Hillary and Chelsea Clinton at Some Like It Hot, which I think is a theatre production show, actual musical. I don't know. Yeah, it's an actual play, I think. So a source close to the show insists that it was a regrettable one-off incident, but another source tells us that the theatre staff said that the shits almost hit the fan at other performances as well. So yeah, it's just funny that there's just apparently a serial pooper happening inside this theatre.
That's quite funny. I can just imagine like there's a news articles about the serial pooper hits again.
Apparently this is like for some odd reason it's become a political attack as well, because it's like Hillary Clinton, controversial figure in the politics world, who I don't think does politics anymore.
No.
But yeah, like it's like some Republican or whatever is fucking trying to shit on Hillary Clinton or whatever. I don't know. But apparently it was an old person who maybe had defecated their bowels whilst being elderly. So it's quite sad if you look at it like that. But the fact that it's happened multiple times,
That's quite funny.
maybe different people, maybe not.
It'd be even funnier if it was someone following Hillary Clinton around, pooping around all the time.
Yeah, that's what they thought it was, but it's like, no, it's apparently happened multiple times. But just, it happened to be when Hillary Clinton was in the theatre.
And our last bit of news is that apparently public emergency alerts will be sent to all UK smartphones.
Yeah, so this isn't weird. This is just basically an update if people in the UK don't know. You're going to get an emergency alert on your phone to test out the new system that the government is bringing in. It's basically a public warning system. It allows the government and the emergency services to send urgent messages warning the public of life-threatening situations like flooding or wildfires. Basically similar to what the Americans have, Canada and Japan and the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's all been implemented before, and it will not be sent to old smartphones, so old non-smartphones.
Yeah, so anything with 4G and 5G will be able to receive it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Messages will only ever come from the government or emergency services and initially focus on the most serious weather-related events with the ability to get messages to 90% of mobile users within the relevant area.
See, I think this does make sense, because the way the British and young people now, I said like 40 years old, but younger people actually consume news is completely different, right?
Yes.
When's the last time you looked at BBC to look at the weather updates?
20 years ago.
Yeah,
when I was
right?
3 years old.
Like, our generation doesn't
old.
do it. Generation below us
I use
definitely
my
won't be
phone
doing
app.
it. Exactly, use your phone app, right? And if you're not looking at the weather all the time, you're going to miss these weather alerts. And you might just find out all of a sudden, oh, why is the snow coming? Because you didn't look at it.
Oh yeah, but it's like heavy snow. It's not like, oh yeah, there's snow. It's like life-threatening weather
Yeah,
events.
and you're like, oh, I didn't know this was happening why would you know to check it? You don't check it regularly. It's not a thing you do anymore.
Also, it's for like, I know we don't have them here, but it's like the American school shooting thing. It's like, oh yeah, well, you need to go inside and don't come out. There's an active shooter or there's an active stabber around for the UK. It's like London. Hey, look, in this area. And it's just a way to get people alerted, like definitively, and it makes people look at it. So basically, the test is expected to take place in early evening of 23rd of April, which I think is when I'm going down to see you. So we'll all experience it together. Phone users will have to acknowledge the alert before they can use other features on their device. A message will appear on the home screens of people's devices during the test with vibration and loud warning sound that will ring for about 10 seconds, even if the phone is set to silent. The system, which begins operation on Sunday, is being modeled on similar schemes used in the US, Canada, Japan, and the Netherlands.
No, this makes sense. This is a good thing. Although it's going to piss off everyone in the cinema.
Oh, yeah. If someone's yeah.
Or if you're having an operating theatre.
Maybe cinemas will have to implement a signal block so that they can stop people's phones going off. If there's like a... Although,
like,
what was the fucking... It was the Dark Knight Rises where that guy shot up for the cinema chain, wasn't it? So you can now get an alert on your phone that there's an active shooter next to you.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you just see someone with orange hair, you probably know that they're going to shoot you up.
But yeah, so that sounds pretty cool. Well, I'm sure people are going to hate it because everyone seems to hate the government.
Also, anyone who's not expecting this is going to be really fucking confused.
Most people aren't going to be expecting this.
No, I didn't even know it was happening until I just happened to Google what's happening in the UK.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is the thing that's going to be happening.
Yeah,
cool.
Without this show, I would not know this was even happening. I literally put this on as like, oh, this is weird. Why is this happening? But
yeah, it's going to be so funny, though. People are like, why the hell is this happening?
I can guarantee you our friends will not know, and when it happens, they'll be like, what the fuck?
So we just not tell them. It'd be quite funny.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to tell them. I want to be there for the reaction.
Yeah.
I want to see all our phones go off on the same moment.
It'd be quite funny. I'd be like, what the hell? I'd be like, yep, I knew that was happening.
There's a terrorist attack happening. Everyone get down.
Yeah. But anyway, that is it for our news. Let's go quickly.
Oh, how annoying is that going to be, though, if it's happening whilst you're driving?
I know, yeah.
Because you have to actively stop it from... So you have to break the law, to stop the phone alarm.
Well, I think you have to pull over. You can't do it on
You
the
would
motorway.
not... Yeah, but you would not pull over. Like, people are going to just break the law to swipe off and acknowledge
Yeah.
it.
Or maybe it wouldn't happen when you're driving.
It can't not, though.
It can,
I don't think
because your phone knows how fast
Well,
you're
yeah, I
moving.
know there's a way, but they're not going to implement that. This is the UK government you're thinking of.
Yeah.
They're not going to think of this statistical anomaly. But imagine
Anyway.
if you're, like, driving and suddenly your phone starts blaring and you swerve off the road and crash.
Anyway, let's go on to recommend, do, recommend, don't. What have you done this week you would recommend?
I watched Shazam 2. It's fine. It's perfectly reasonable, and then the last bit ruins it. I had to leave the cinema before I could watch the second end credit scene because I watched it at 8:30 p.m. and it's a 2-hour and 10-minute film. And it was like 11 p.m. when I got out of the cinema, and there was only 3 other people in the cinema screening whilst I was there. I'd booked it when no one was in there because I really wanted to just book a cinema screening without anyone there. And so those 3 people left, and then the manager walked in, basically because it was nearly 11 p.m. and they wanted to leave and close up, and that was the last screening of the day. And I felt awkward, and I didn't want to sit there for another 10 minutes whilst all the credits rolled just to see the apparently very similar to the last film's end credit scene.
Or where Superman just shows up.
That's not the end credit scene.
Okay. Happens in the film.
Yeah. I won't. They've also advertised what happens, so the bit that annoys me, they have advertised as an actual selling point for this movie, similar to what they did with the Superman thing. So avoid marketing, because they are literally advertising the thing, and it makes no sense in the movie, and it ruins it. And it makes also the DCU stuff very confusing.
Fair enough. I don't think I've watched anything. Only thing I can say is don't play Rocket League at the moment because it is filled with Smurfs. Constantly. I've lost 13 games in a row.
That's just because you suck.
No, it's because everyone I come up against don't belong in that rank.
That's just because you suck, Dan. Get good, scrub.
50-50, yeah, maybe. Okay, I can't beat them because I suck at the game. But also, I shouldn't be playing against them,
No, you're in the same category. You just suck. Maybe you shouldn't be in your category. Maybe you should be low.
Yeah, I definitely should be in my category.
No, yeah. Also, I made brownies.
You made some brownies?
Yeah, I did make some brownies.
Oh, nice. Look at you.
Costco brownies. Yeah.
Look at you. You're actually being a responsible adult.
No, because I made way too much, and I'm really... It was not like I just went, fuck it, I have all this brownie mix, I'm just going to make like a fuck ton of brownies.
See, if you waited a little bit until when you came down, you could share some.
Why would I do that?
I don't know, because you'd be a nice friend. Give
no, I'm just
some
going to eat it
brownies.
all. No, you can go. You have Costco near you. You have a friend who has a Costco card. You can get them. Go together.
I could do, but I'm trying to be healthy, bit of body recomposition. What are you laughing for?
Yes.
I'm telling you, one day.
Also, I think we spoke about it last week. Digman. The first episode's on YouTube, and I watched it, and it's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, that weird show, right?
Yeah, the next Lonely Island project, animated project.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. The first episode, if you want to watch it, it's on their the Lonely Island YouTube channel. It's also coming to Comedy Central, but it's not out in the UK, despite us having Comedy Central. So eventually it will come, I imagine. But yeah.
Right, fair enough.
Oh, also, I want to recommend a YouTube channel because their video on The Last of Us is my thoughts on The Last of Us. So if we don't end up doing a video on The Last of Us, I want people to know my thoughts on The Last of Us, but not have to do a video. So give me a second whilst I find that person's YouTube channel name. I think it's like Daniel Netzel. I'll add it in the description. Fuck. I also commented it, so you can see my comment.
That's great. Was it this is my reaction?
Well, it was just my your video basically pointed out all the Daniel Netzel. How The Last of Us Fails as an Adaptation is what it's called. People should check that out. I really enjoyed the video. It's 33 minutes long, but yeah, it points out all the things that I was thinking, and we will do a review at some stage. But yeah,
right. That is this episode over and done with. Thank you very much for listening. If you did please leave a review, follow, and all the rest. It always helps out a lot. You can check out the
TBO for this week, where it was just me on a solo adventure doing some AI generated Dungeons and Dragons.
I kind of want to. I'm not actually listening to it yet. I've been busy.
It also has a YouTube video, so you can actually see what the text and all of that stuff is and all what's happening.
Nice.
So check out our YouTube channel for that, or just listen to the audio. I don't do voices because I suck. I should have. I should have tried to do voices. I think that would have been funnier, but maybe next time.
Do some accents along the way.
Yeah, I was tired, so I was just like. But yeah, this week expect a lot of reviews. Because I will be doing a lot of reviews on things. Dan might be in some of them. Dan might not be in some of them.
Yeah, I think we're going to be changing up the dynamic slightly for TBO.
Yeah.
Because
I might be doing more some solo stuff. Dan's busy, so we'll just
it's getting really hard for me to watch all these extra things, and I don't have all this time to watch all these things.
And I have all the time in the world because I'm sad and alone. So.
It's fine, Danny. We're here for you. Not all the time, but we are here for you.
No, you're too busy with your life to care about my life.
Yeah, true. Anyway,
or our audience to give your very I watch this reviews.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Goodbye.